What's going on, everybody? How the hell are you doing today? It is 1:45 on a Thursday afternoon, June 12th. This is NHL Player Performance, Puck You, getting all jazzed up for Game 4 tonight between the Oilers and the Panthers here in beautiful South Florida. Hell of a Game 3, I'll tell you. But before we get into that, make sure you guys slam that like button, turn your notifications on. We are here right around 1 o'clock each and every game day. We'll see how many more we have left. Could only be 2 more games left. Could be. But we'll get to that in just a sec. Let's welcome in Les Victorie. Les, how in the fuck are you doing today, brother?
I'm still kind of confused of what happened the other night, and I'm all thrown off because they played the other night and then there's 2 days off. Like usually the 2 days off happens on the travel series because there isn't 2 days off when they go back to Edmonton for game 5. So I kind of been scratching my head a little bit on how the NHL kind of worded this schedule. And I don't know if it really favors one side or the other, but it's an interesting spot because typically the day off is that second travel day, given the fact that you're going to the North Pole and the South Pole. It takes some time and there's a little bit of jet lag there. But you know what? How was the game? You were there in person, boots on the ground. You had some money laid. How was your night?
My evening was mild. It was relaxing. I enjoyed a pleasant, gentleman hockey game. Hell no, that's not what fucking happened, bro. Absolutely not what happened. I witnessed an absolute hip pumping of the Edmonton Oilers. This fucking place was going nuts. It was raucous to say the least, dude. Most unbelievable hockey game I've ever witnessed in person. I mean, the crowd was just fucking going fucking ape shit. We had the wild ending, the stupid ass Oilers beginning, Cats taking advantage of it. I mean, it was go Cats go, baby. And this is what happened. The Oilers tried to play the Cats game. They could chucked around and they found out that is not the Oilers game. They got sucked into too many fucking penalties, and the Cats pounced, brother. Game 3, Cat spot. We fucking cleaned up here on Puck You. Best bet, D-Gen parlay. I mean, I didn't expect a 5-1 or 6-1 Panthers victory, but the Oilers gave it to him, dude. Absolutely fucking gave it to him. But it was an awesome fucking game sitting in the Ylose suite. Shout out to Cavalier. Good looks, my mans. He got me and my little guys in there. I'm just getting my voice back. It's been a very peaceful time in the Bernsey household. Everybody lost their voice. The wifey was definitely enjoying not hearing any of us fucking ask her for everything in our lives. Yeah, man, it was awesome. And I don't know. How do you think Game 4 is going to go? Let's get right fucking to it, baby.
So couple things before that. Let's talk about the last game. And, these games just happen. Sometimes emotions run too high where, you almost want it so bad that you're actually hurting your team. And for the Edmonton Oilers, that was the case. You look at Evander Kane and some of the, a very aggressive penalties he took. Don't get me wrong.
Absolute cement head.
Yes, I agree. But hold on. The first penalty he took on the cross check, that's not a penalty. And I forget who it was. Was it Lundell or whoever it was? He felt the one. You feel the second one. You're going to give me a third one? I'm eating it. I am falling down and selling this because the ref sees it. And it looks like you actually hurt me, you're going to get sent to the box. He gets sent to the box. Typically this isn't a penalty, but just it's one too many whacks away. And that was kind of the story.
You get 3 shots. You got 3 shots to blast the guy's kidney. The third one, you're always getting called.
You know what? And Sam Bennett said it the best after the game. He says, sometimes you just have to know when to take a punch. coming from the guy that Gordie Howe's everybody when he's going to net, right? So it's kind of interesting to hear it from Mr. Punch in the Face himself, but he's right. That's the crazy part. Sometimes you got to know when just to smile and wave. And you know what? Sometimes your emotion gets the best of you. You just want it so bad. You're feeling pressure. You kind of look back on those kind of games and go like, holy man, I don't even know what I was doing. Like, what was I doing? Right. And I can say that because I've been there. I played in these kind of games before where, there's 200 PIMs racked up over the course of the game. And then you watch the video and you're looking at yourself like, Jesus, you fucking embarrassed yourself. Like, what are you doing? Like, and so definitely the Oilers got dragged into Florida Panther hockey and they were victim of it. At the same time, I thought they did a good job of, maybe letting off some steam. You're frustrated. Come here, grab you, drop the mitts, and let's just go. Let's get this out over it, get it out of our system. So sometimes that needs to happen. The playoffs are a frustrating time of year, especially when things don't go your right, where sometimes, you need to break your stick over the crossbar or over Sam Bennett's back or whatever. Something needs to give. And I think the Oilers, been bottling it up. And then it finally spilled over when the game got out of hand. So, the problem that I see with that is the Oilers PK has been terrible.
Abysmal.
They're running at like 66% right now. You are not going to win the cup taking 7 to 10 penalties a game and only killing off 65% of them. It's just not going to happen. So, I mean, not that saying that that's a common thing, but you got to find a way to kill penalties. And it's just too important. And at Edmonton, if you're not killing penalties, well, you better be scoring on the power play. And that hasn't been happening all that much either, considering how many chances they had last game. So, just one of those games where the coaches go, all right, guys, that one's over. We're moving on. Because again, 6-1, 10-1, 12-1, it doesn't matter. It's a 2-1 series lead. So we're not out of this. It's 2-1.
It reminded me, just like how they kind of lost their minds. It just reminded me of it was a whole bunch of years ago where the Hurricanes were playing Boston in the playoffs, and Marchand does what Marchand does, right? He baited Justin Williams into taking a fucking stupid penalty, and Marchand skating away, and he's like, "What are you doing? You got the seat. You can't fall for that.
Yeah,
you got to be smarter than you're the captain. What are you thinking here? So it's like, I will say one thing, man. If there is a game in a series that you're going to lose your fucking mind, and frustration is going to fucking boil over, I'd rather it be game 3 than game 4.
100%. You don't want to do that shit at home. So you're going to do it on the road. That way you're not embarrassing yourself at home. It's going to be noisy and you're going to kind of sink into your chair like you're lava, but you're going to get over it. And I think these 2 days of rest is going to actually help them, because Chris Knoblauch actually had a skate the day after, and yesterday was the day off for them. So it was probably just like a high energy tempo practice, to kind of forget and maybe instill some confidence. Probably a lot of 3-on-0s, 2-on-0s, just stuff to score, get the guys going again. So I think he designed that, or whoever came up with that idea was a great idea to have that as the skate and then the next day as the day off, just to kind of hit that reset button, and that they're not moping around, 24 hours after the game. It's like, no, we're practicing here. We're getting ready. And then now it's time to relax and get ready for it. So I'm personally expecting a very different looking game. These gong show type games, they're you usually get one a series, right? There's always one. You look at last year. I was at game 4 in Edmonton, where Edmonton won 8-2 or something, and it was the same shenanigans, right? You're losing. You're going to lose. It's over. So go get your pound of flesh and hope that carries over into the next game, kind of thing, right? So there's always one. I'm kind of glad it's out of the way, because I felt it coming. I didn't think it was going to be last night, though. I felt it coming, but now I think the hockey starts again.
Yeah, I mean, like that's a lot. Listen, it's a 7-game series. right? This isn't just a winner take all yet. Like we'll see if we get there. Still strong possibilities for it. But if you're going to lose your shit and you're going to get everything out of your system, that's the game to do it. But now it's out of the system, right? So everybody who was ever frustrated about whatever, they burned it off. So I agree with you. I don't think Edmonton's going to take 4 penalties in the first period. I'm not going to sit here and say that I think by any stretch of the imagination that, the refs called a different game from Edmonton. I mean, every penalty that was taken last night was deserved, So, I think it does tighten up. This is probably the first game in how many in Florida that we may actually have a sniff at the under. I think the last time it was an under was June 24th of last year in the last finals. Everything else, it's just a score fest. But I do see a lot more discipline getting done on both sides. I mean, if I'm the Cats, you don't change a fucking thing. You don't change anything. If I'm the Oilers, I'm avoiding every scrum at the end of every whistle. That's the Cats game. That's not the Oilers game. Just skate away. Be disciplined. Don't catch an extra because you're not always going to get the you and you, both of you off.
So now from a betting perspective, because that's what this is all about, right? We're here to make money. We're here to, sure, I get shoot the breeze about this, but there's some edges here. And just to recap last game, we did have a small one on the under, which didn't work out because, it turned up, with that many penalties, you're never going to catch the under. And, there he is, flexing.
Boss building.
What's going on, Jay? Who you got tonight?
I don't know. I'll get whoever you got.
Do you even know who's playing?
Yeah, come on, man. I've been back in those Cats
He's
playoffs.
Ultimate rock.
I'm dug in. Hey, I will say this. You know what? I don't bet hockey often, but when I do, I win. I'm literally 4-0 this season when betting hockey. One, I tailed you completely. Then I bet the Oilers in the first game in OT, cash live. That's a live bet. And then, of course, I had to ride the Cats. And Burnsy told me that you guys were on the Cats. Was that last series?
Yeah, last series.
Last series.
When you max bet the Cats.
We were down 2-0 there, and I could feel your uncertainty just running through.
Taylor. If the big dog's following less victory, who the fuck ain't?
Exactly, right?
What am I pants behind the man? In more ways than one, right?
Well,
I promise Burnsy, if there's a game 6, we're flying you down or flying down or up.
He's coming down.
You're coming down. All right. We're flying you down for game 6. We'll bring you into the suite. The three of us will go take it in.
Yes, that is a great idea.
Let's go.
Puck you live in the fucking suite with beers and wings and whatever else you guys.
You know what that suite's going to be like and what it's going to look like when we're fucking done? I mean, Burnsy and his fucking kids were tearing it up. So just imagine me, you, and Burnsy.
I may have to wear a mask. I may not be allowed.
You may get arrested.
Hey, man, I'm down for anything once.
I'll bring the gloves. I'll fucking drop them. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
We're dropping gloves in the suite. Got the fuck up the guys next door. I think that's the Spit and Chicklets crew, Mike says. So fucking, we'll go toe to toe with them boys. I'm down. I'm always down.
You guys are gonna want to tune in live for this shit.
Yeah, pull you guys out.
Yeah. Shots fired right there. Watch out, Chicklets. We're coming for you, boys.
Well, I don't know if the big boss tailed the last max bet on the last game, but Evan Bouchard fucking smashed that max bet. Like, that was such a lock spot for me. The guys had 15 shots in game 1 and 2, and then he throws up 9 last game. Absolutely insane. We had the over 2.5 at like minus 130. You want to know what that over 2.5 is today? It's fucking like 260. It's terrible. They know. So unfortunately, we're probably going to have to do that one. Might end up on the DGen parlay. Never know. But I don't know what changed with him because last series he wasn't shooting the puck like he was only averaging 2 shots a game for pretty much that entire series. Now he's got I think he's got 24 shots on goal in the last 3 games. That's fucking insane for
the cup, brother. You got to put it all on the line here, especially when you get fucking outscored. What is it, 13-3 or 11-3 in the last 2 games? Hammer that fucking puck. I mean, this is 1,000% a must win for Edmonton tonight.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that they're gonna, but it's a must fucking win. You don't want to go back down. I mean, look, I know they went down 3-0 last series. You're gonna fucking test that again? I think when we get down there for game 6, we're gonna be seeing the cup, brother. Yeah, I think it's gonna be on these guys' side.
It very well could be. And
and lastly, I know this is an NHL show, but if you're not on KBO right now, you're not telling this man's plays in Korean baseball. The dude is literally making money while he sleeps. Gotta fucking love it. Another max bet winner last night. Jump on that fucking KBO. All right, we had to pay the bills. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
You know what? I noticed a few comments in the chat.
What an ad read.
Yeah. So just to address some of those KBO comments, we swept the board last night. Not only did we win the max bet, we won the smaller bet as well, with the NC Dinos taking care of Kiwoom. But I was hemming and hawing extending that season package for one more day. And I said to my wife last night, I said, look at it. If we sweep the board tomorrow, we're going to extend that package one more day. So I kind of threw out a feeler in the Telegram this morning. Everyone wants it one more day. So once this podcast is over, I'm going to repost it. So you can get the rest of the season for $100. So if you're not in it, it's 100% a no-brainer at that price. We had an absolute massive morning here. And honestly, there's nothing like waking up and peeking at your phone. You're kind of still, half drunk because you're tired and you see, congratulations, ding, ding, ding. Oh yeah, great. I fucking throw that thing back away and go back to bed. I mean, I was up and watched the second half of this max bet because whenever there's a max bet KBO, I struggle with it. I have to be awake, which is annoying because it's 5 a.m. But it is what it is. KBO package is going to be extended, so go over to that Telegram and fucking pick up your $100 package today. So we'll leave it at that. If you have any questions, you can hit me up on Instagram, and I'll be happy to help you with them. So
back to the puck, baby. Back to the puck. All right, let's get right to it, bro. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Let's get right to best bets. What are we loving tonight? What are we feeling? Where the shekels going?
So Stuart Skinner has unbelievable numbers.
Are we confirmed he's starting tonight after the hook?
Yes, he's starting.
Sorry. I'm a Cats fan. My bad. Just throwing shade.
He's starting. Don't worry. Have you seen this guy's numbers in games 4 through 7? Unbelievable.
No, why don't you remind us?
They are unbelievable. His save percentage is .935. Yeah, he just turns into whatever goal he wants to turn into. He's just not there the first few games. But even in the last game, you could.
I'm listening.
He wasn't good, but
you got to use that whole thing over again. You froze up on us.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Last game he was sloppy. He was flopping around like a fish out of water. He kind of fell right into the whole team atmosphere. And if I was Chris Knobloch, I would have taken a timeout after the fucking first goal in the first minute. Obviously,
56 seconds in.
Yeah. Okay. Fucking whoa. Let's put a pin in this right now, guys. Everyone, calm the fuck down. I think he definitely should have taken control of that game as a head coach. But I understand that you don't want to waste it either. But anyways, nonetheless, Stuart Skinner's numbers are unbelievable. So we are going back to the well with that. Our goalie props have been absolutely fire all fucking year long. We got the track record to prove it. over 26.5 saves. He's going to make it happen tonight. Best bet of the day. Stuart Skinner over 26.5. It's a good redemption spot. His numbers at these spots say that he plays best when it matters most, which is tonight. So, and you know what? I think Florida's going to, take it to them. So I can see Florida getting over 30 shots on goal again, especially if the penalties do continue. We say that they won't, but, we've been wrong before. So if they do continue, they're going to be pegging him with a bunch of shots on net. So take that over. Why not?
All right. So we're looking at Stewart's. I will say one thing as I type this out about Skinner. It's like he goes on these weird streaks, man, and if there's a guy, listen, if we remember Bob, I know I refer to it, often, but we remember Bob last year when they're up 3-0, then they're down, down. Now it's tied 3-3. They had 2 games off of games between game 7. Nobody saw Bob, right? Nobody heard of him. Don't know where he went. What was he doing? He was walking the beach, clearing his head, going over the game. And it's almost like Skinner does the same thing, So in this series, he's given up 3, 4, and 5. So he goes on this shitty ass streak, but it doesn't stick. And then all of a sudden he just kind of wakes up and like a new Stuart Skinner comes back to fucking life here, And I said the other day, I'm not hanging, any of these totals in games 1 and game 2 on the goalies. I thought they all, actually made some miraculous fucking saves, but last night it's just like he went to the well one too many times, but it's not all on fucking him. You score within 56 seconds of the first period, then you take 4 fucking penalties in the first. Yeah. Like, who wins a hockey game like that?
But here's the problem, though, is your best penalty killer needs to be your goalie. Simple as that. Because you got to think of it. It's 5-on-5, right? In your own end when you're killing a penalty. And your 5th guy has got to be the best guy out there. And I'm not hanging it on him because that's not fair to him. If you watch that game, you don't understand what I mean. But at the end of the day, he's got to step up. He's going to have to pull a save where you're going to go like, how the fuck did he save that? And you know what? Bobrovsky has had those throughout this series from time to time where you kind of go, oh, how did that not go in? Right. And that hasn't been the case with Skinner in the last game. He's had stretches where, he's just not good. But for whatever reason, his numbers say that from here on out, I might be playing the under every game from here on out just because of Stuart Skinner's numbers from games 4 to 7.
Typically, that's where it goes, right? As the series gets deeper, it doesn't get looser, it gets tighter. Let's not forget how much hockey these guys have played over the last two seasons. 3 for Florida. A lot of hockey. So, I would be very surprised if they keep up this kind of pace. Before we get to the D-Gem parlay, I just want to point something out today. So I placed a bet this morning, right? And I'm looking at a whole bunch of stuff. And I'll talk about futures here, right? So right now, or when we spoke during game 3, I mentioned about Sam Bennett, right? Who was plus 600, right? And McJesus was odds-on favorite. And I think Bob was at plus 300. I took another look at this and I was thinking about everything that happened in the other game. So as of right now, let me get over to it. Sorry, hang tight. Awards. So as of right now, so I took Bennett before game 3 at plus 600. Sammy Bennett's now minus 115 on my side.
Really? Look at you.
Whew. McJesus went from minus 115 to plus 250. Right?
Those are Bob. Big swings. These are big swings.
Big swings, right? So I took Bob as well. I'll sprinkle a little, coin on him. He was at plus 100, plus 300. Now he's at plus 850. But you know who I took today?
Brad Marchand.
You bet your fucking ass I did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you
Brad
did.
Marchand at plus 650.
See, I locked in on Bob at plus 500 because I get Sam Bennett has been, and Brad's right up there right now. And I was listening to some of the guys talk on the radio over the last couple of days, and everyone's like, this is Brad Marchand's trophy to not win. And which is funny because you don't expect that from a guy a little bit older and newly acquired, and just to have this kind of impact on this team. I was actually listening to Spit and Chicklets about it, and Whitney was talking about how the fuck is Brad Marchand even on this team? Like, where did they get a 27th pick for him? Like, what the fuck? And we said the same thing the day that that trade happened. We were all scratching our head, and they're fucking retaining half of his salary to play. Like,
yeah, they're paying him. They're paying him to win a fucking cup.
What did Bill Zito actually give him? Like, he's like, here's $5 million cash. Let's just keep this quiet. You're going to retain his salary, but we want him because we need him to fit under the cap space. Like, I don't understand how that trade even happened. And I've been saying that since day one. So for any of you that says I'm full of shit, from day one, we talked about this and said, I don't know what the fuck Boston was thinking. They didn't get anything. They got a second round. Well, it's now a first round pick because they went past the first 2 rounds or whatever. But who cares?
If you look back, dude, that's like worth 4 first round picks in a row. The way this fucking guy is playing.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't know that at the time, and at the time he was hurt.
It's not just the score sheet either, dude. Like if you ISO cam this guy, I mean, outside of Sam Bennett just scoring left and fucking right. I mean, I don't think anybody has more chances than Marchand. He's everywhere, firing the puck left and fucking right. He's involved in the play. Like, it's what a fucking pickup. Maybe the pickup of I don't know. I don't know this off the top of my head, but has any deadline deal ever come through and won the Conn Smythe before? Any hired guns in the past? I couldn't think of any off the top of my head. I mean, you guys can Google and figure it out, but I'm just saying it's
not a common thing.
How many times does a deadline deal just blow up? Right?
All the time?
Not for nothing. Look at Mikko.
All the time.
Mikko Rand.
100%.
He went to Carolina, then he went to Dallas. And yeah, I know that he won that series, against the Jets. But what did he do in round 2?
Nothing.
0. Really? So, I mean, unfucking believable performance that Brad Marchand's putting in front of us. So, a couple sprinkles here and there, plus 650. You don't got to fucking put a lot, but why the fuck not? Why the fuck not?
Hey, we're here to make money, and you're not going to make money if you don't bet it. So put it out there and let the gods bless us with the goods.
Alex is asking if I'm going back to Emmer and Bank tonight. No, dude. I think you're talking about the game. No, I need a game off. I need a game. I'm not built for this Panther lifestyle. We'll get out there for game 6.
Pretty soon you're gonna be trading in your fucking Nico Hischier jersey for a Aaron Ekblad.
when the Devils sign him in the offseason, yeah, I'll do that.
Never mind.
Wait, what the fuck was I just gonna say? Oh, you fucked me up right there. I'm
sorry.
Yeah. Oh, listen. If the universe turns out the way that I think it's going to turn out, right? And if the Stanley Cup happens to be in the building, right? For game 6, I will say this. I've been to 7 Panthers games this season.
Really?
Okay. You and me caught one, right? That was the first one, right? Yeah. Been to a whole bunch. Been to one against the Devils. Every time I'm in Emirates Bank Arena,
they win.
Fucking clean up. Not necessarily the Cats win, but I fucking clean up.
Oh, even better.
So 7-0. Just saying, if we get there, if the Cats take game 4, Oilers take game 5, the Cup's in the building. Might want to tell a little bit. Be a hell of an episode of Puck You. Put that on your fucking calendar.
He's got his wife liquidating all his stock right now to have cash on hand just to fucking dump it at the sports book. My man, that's what we're talking about. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Speaking of degenerate shit, let's put together a little degen parlay here. I just want to give you guys a heads up. I think I have some internet connections. I hope we're coming through. Okay, I got the live chat over here on my left, but I'm not going to be able to display what we do. So make sure you guys get your little pen out, right? Write down a little four-legger. Just saying the boys might be hot right now. Might be hot right now. Let's see if we can go back-to-back on this degen. 4 legs coming at you. You kicked us off last time. We're not changing a fucking thing. What are we looking at, buddy?
We are going to take Edmonton plus 1.5 as your first one.
Love that.
I could see this going to overtime. I could see this being low scoring. I could see this being a tighter game. I could also be very wrong because with these two teams, sometimes you just don't fucking know what you're going to get. But nonetheless, if history tells us anything, it tells us Edmonton plus 1.5 is a good start.
Well, I see Sharky over in the chat. He's got the cats on the cats on the money line. What up, Sharky boy? Thanks for joining us today. If you guys were up early today, make sure that you check out the early show of MLB Player Performance with Shark and Guns. First episode aired today. They're going to be live every Saturday, every Sunday, 11 a.m. Hot shit going on in the MLB right now. What up, Shark? All right, so leg numero uno. We got Edmonton plus 1.5. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a fucking total nerd here, right? But how do you not wash, rinse, and repeat on this? Right? Like I pumped the shit out of Marchand's tires before. I mean, still got a shot total at 1.5. I'm going back to it, baby. Brad Marchand over 1.5 shots on goal. Leg number 2. Numero Trace.
Stuart Skinner shutout. No.
I'll tell you guys, after you cash one, the next one that you do, the pressure's on. The pressure is on. We need some fucking gold here, bro.
Yeah, I know. And unfortunately, I don't think that's the one.
No. 45 save performance for Stuart Skinner. Over saves, shutout. Let's fucking not happen.
Why not? It can. It's happened before. It's tricky because Florida's done such a good job of choking off Draisaitl and McDavid, which I called that before the series started. I said these guys are going to manage these guys, especially at home. And
that's why we thought McDavid was under, right? 3.5 shots last game, right?
Yeah, it did hit. He had 2 in the first period, and that was it. I was actually worried. I was like, oh, fuck. Like,
yeah. Sweating the fuck out of that.
Yeah, a little bit for sure. So I'm going to have to go back to Evan Bouchard with the saves, or it's the saves, the shot total. It's in a parlay, so we're going to get a little bit of juice on it. But the guys had 27 shots in 3 games. So we'll take the over 2.5 and add that into the mix.
All right, so we got Evan Bouchard. What was that, 2.5? Over 2.5 shots.
Yeah.
On go for the big Bouch bomb from the point.
And you had Marchand over 1.5?
Yep, Marchand over 1.5. Bouchard over 2.5. Now, I really want to go back with my Conn Smythe Award projected winner of Sam Bennett. But I do agree, dude. I do think this is going to be a lower scoring game. I don't think this is going to be a fucking run and gun. I don't think there's going to be a lot of penalties. I mean, I don't know the stats in front of me, but I would imagine if you're the fucking Stripes and you just hand it out, I mean, shit, Edmonton had 11. What did the Panthers have at the end of the day? 9. You just handed out 20 fucking penalties. And I know a lot of that was in garbage time and it's, a bunch of bullshit, but I think they let the fucking boys play tonight. I think we see a lot of 5-on-5. I think we may see some 4-on-4. So I don't think the goals getting scored are going to be at a premium. So the final fucking leg that I'm going with. You know what I really want to do? I want to do fucking Anton Lundell.
Oh.
Really want to do.
For
like
what?
That fucking third line. That third line is just fucking buzzing around.
Lundell for what though?
For shots.
Shots.
Let me just give me a minute, right? I'm on the spot here, right? I need a moment. I need a moment.
Hey man, it's minus 40 straight up. Like it's not a bad spot.
No, you know what I'm doing? I'm coming off of that.
Okay.
I forget who was in the chat last time, right? Asked us right before that we went off air about Jake Wallman. Right? His shots, right? I think he was at like minus like 150 or something like that, like asking like how we felt about it, right? We felt good about it.
Yeah.
Now after his fucking his sucker punch, right? And the shower of Boucher in between the benches. I mean, this guy, young guy, but he's fucking dialed in this series. I'm going Jake Wallman over 1.5 shots. I'm staying away from the points. I don't think a lot's going to happen. Over 1.5 shots. That's where I'm going. There it is. Sign it, book it, love it. So to recap, we got Edmonton plus 1.5. Well, let's start with the best bet, right? Best bet, Stuart Skinner over 26.5 saves. D-Gen parlay, 4-legger. We got Edmonton plus 1.5. Brad Marchand over 1.5 shots. Evan Bouchard over 2.5 shots. And the big man on the blue line, Jake Wallman, over 1.5 shots. That's your D-Gen mother-sucking parlay. And that's what we got. Game 4, 8 o'clock, Sunrise, Florida. If you're going to the game tonight, tag this man in some videos. We want some fucking live feeds. Let's see how you're doing. When you cash this D-Gen parlay live and in person, send that man your celebratory. Get loud tonight. Have some fucking fun, baby. Les, any closing words for the guys?
So we've had an exceptional NHL season. There's no doubt about that. But there's still money to be made here. And we've exceeded our goal, but we've kind of put that on the back burner. We could talk about that later. Right now, it's about making money for what's in front of us. We got another max bet. And I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's for VIP only. We're backing it. Get the day pass, $49. If it doesn't hit, you're going to get the rest of the series absolutely free. So we're backing the day pass with the season free, rest of the series free. If it doesn't hit, if it does hit, then you're printing money. So it's a win-win, no brainer. We are going to be playing another bacon parlay on the card. We did cash that one last game. So, it's a great time to be in the VIP here. Also, CFL starts tonight, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sure, I know it's not NFL, but it's still really good football, guys. I love watching it.
Green tickets, baby.
Yeah, you know what? If it makes money, who gives a shit, So CFL, get that locked in. I'll be posting the packages for that. Probably going to have a max bet on that this week. I don't know which game yet. I haven't decided. Nonetheless, there's lots going on in the channel. So get over to the Telegram and get in because you won't know what's going on unless you're there. Turn those notifications on. Hit me up on Instagram if you have questions. We just crossed 10,000 followers, Bernsey, on Instagram. It's only been a year and a half, so people are buying in, they're seeing what we're doing and they're liking it. Otherwise this channel wouldn't be fucking growing. So, I thank you guys. And that's why we're offering such smoking deals right now in this channel because it's for you guys. You guys brought us here. So get over to the Telegram, find out what's up for this weekend. We got KBO, NHL, CFL, lots going on. Let's go.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Alex, Ponzu, thanks for throwing that DGen parlay for everybody. You can take a look at it in the comments right there. Thanks for everybody being with us today. NHL's almost over, but the action's just fucking heating up, man. Also too, Ponzu, just a little heads up, brother. Trivia answer just might be Jackie Robinson today, brother. MLB show starts in a half hour. Jay Cavalier, Coach Rick, Luke Shuey, the prop master. Make sure you guys tune into that. That's coming up right next. Thanks for joining us over here on NHL Player Performance. Puck you. We'll see you guys with green tickets tomorrow. Enjoy the puck tonight, guys. Stay well.